Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Maps come with me. No. When do we start?
Hey, welcome back. There's some other guy here who was, absent last week.
I'm back.
I said I wouldn't speak for you. I didn't explain it. It's up to you if you want to say anything.
I just had some personal family things to deal with, so that was that.
Yeah.
No, everything's hunky dory. Just family situation.
Is what it is. Hey, if you're around this week, I am doing my annual birthday sale.
Yeah, happy birthday, you filthy animal.
Stop pop filtering the pop filter.
It's kind of redundant because you already have a windscreen and a pop filter on the microphone, and then you have another one beyond it. You don't need two.
I think you do need two.
You don't need two.
There's a pop filter and a windscreen. They're two different things.
One of us went to school for this, one of us didn't.
And one of us spent money, and one of us didn't.
Yeah, I spent money to go to school. You looked this shit up on the internet.
Which was weirdly equivalent.
Whatever.
I've learned.
Could have spent some more money and got some quality equipment.
Hey, do you think this is cheap? How dare you?
I'm fine.
Hey, we're back.
I guess the show did well without me.
The show did fantastic.
So I have a theory I want to test. Okay, maybe
it turns out that if we include people that are still alive, then we get a lot of retweets.
But I also feel like if we were to, so we immediately go back to dead people material.
No one's dead, but I don't know if they're Twitter savvy.
But here's the thing. Like, I feel like Emily and I should do a show, and if the numbers go up even higher, you're the X factor here.
You're welcome to do it. We can do that show.
That would be a great show.
I'm all about doing that show and just seeing what the hell happens. Who preps what?
I can prep the show, and Emily can be the co-host, and we would have a great show.
I mean, not next month. Next month is Captain Marvel month.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point in the middle of the summer,
if you guys want
to
try that show, I will cut that show and see what happens.
Let's do it. Anyhow,
what do we got? Yeah, it's my birthday, so there's the annual sale. It's 31% off stuff.
That's such an odd percentage.
It's what happens every single year. Last year was easy because it was a nice even number, but I've been doing this since I've been open. This is year 4 of it. You get 31% off as long as it's not a new release because it's my birthday, and I'm told not a lot of businesses do this plan, but, screw it. I'm doing what I want.
It's your business.
It is my business. Speaking of my business, I guess let's do the news. Do you have business?
No, not really.
You're great. Fantastic. We're moving on to the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
I don't know. Oh, boy. We got a bunch of weirdo news stories this week.
Those are my favorite kinds.
It was presented to Wendy's.
Is it weirdo like the guy who got bit by a cobra and then bit his wife so she also would die, but she survived? Because that was a real news story I read today.
For whatever reason, I thought that was the wizard who was like, mongoose blood.
Nope.
But no.
Man apparently was bit by a venomous snake and then bit his wife because he thought he was going to perish and she should perish with him. And
now, Wendy's entered into the Marvel versus DC debate this week.
Okay.
The fast food joint Wendy's.
I love me some Wendy's.
Or Diarrhea Central. I don't know.
Oh, come on. No. You hush.
I don't eat fast food that much, but when I do,
then
I have results.
That's such a weird way to phrase it.
I poop. Whatever. Wendy's says Marvel is better than DC.
I'd believe it.
And then DC responded by having their weekly publishers meeting by eating McDonald's and Burger King with Dan DiDio and Jim Lee, their co-publishers.
Were there forceful results after the meeting?
Dan DiDio was wearing a Burger King crown.
Good for him.
I don't know how his poo was. Feel free to tweet at him. Hashtag how was your poo?
I'm not gonna.
I don't even know if he has a Twitter, to be honest.
Nor would I ever use the hashtag how was your poo.
Speaking of people responding to comics, bad segue.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan the Barbarian, is back at Marvel. They bought that license back. There is a cover that has Arnold on it, and he says, I've been wanting to make this movie for a long time. Let's do it. So Arnold wants to do King Conan, which was a movie that has been rumored for many years, but never actually happened. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm all about do King Conan.
Bring me some more. I mean, as long as he's wearing like a tasteful shirt.
Conan the Destroyer is a terrible movie.
Conan the Destroyer is bad. Conan the Barbarian was awesome.
I mean, it's a terrible movie, but it is deeply entertaining.
What? Conan the Destroyer?
No, the Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, come on.
It's not, I mean, that weird thing where he cuts off James Earl Jones' head and he's a snake and it's weird. And there's that whole, even the beginning.
It's supposed to be that high fantasy, the sword and sorcery stuff. That's what it's. It's not supposed to be normal.
Even the beginning where it's like everyone dies pushing a wheel, which, what is that wheel doing? But Conan lives and he just gets jacked.
Yeah, he gets abnormally.
But they have no source of nutrients.
What, you don't know that.
No,
you don't know that. You don't know there was like a little protein bar right next door.
He's just pushing it away. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's a great movie, though. I do love it.
It's a great movie. Conan. The Wheel of Pain doesn't really make any sense. I'll give you that, but still.
Did you see the
or the Tree of Woe, where he's like crucified, and then they,
Aquaman. Did you see the guy, Jason Momoa? Did you see the Momoa remake?
Yeah, we talked about this.
Well, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh,
it was all right. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It was different. It also had Hellboy in it. What the
Ron Perlman?
Yeah, he was in it.
Yeah,
as Conan's dad.
I'd like to see it, but I never have.
It's better than Conan the Destroyer.
But Arnold wants to do King Conan based on the new Marvel series. So I guess someone buy those rights up and do that movie because I'd like to see that.
There you go.
I mean, if we're gonna see him do another Terminator 3 and/or 6, yeah, do it.
Why not?
I'd love to see that movie.
Conan.
Chris Pratt, he's had a weird week, but let's just focus on the Guardians of the Galaxy side of it.
Okay.
He says that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will be based on James Gunn's script.
Well, that's good.
That is good. I agree. I think it's good to have that cohesion between this trilogy, which has felt relatively tight, but then it also brings up the question of, so why fire him if you're just going to do the script? Like, that just feels superficial at that point.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. If you're going to, like, remove him from the project, why would you still keep his project and his overall vision?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean,
might some of the cast kind of pushing back against him getting fired in the first place, kind of like, just like, ooh, yeah, we'll keep the script.
My fear is that you're not going to be able to get a director that's going to be able to have a vision, that you're just going to have someone who's going to be kind of a point and shoot kind of guy, like, well, I don't want to rock the boat too much.
Or, I mean, if you're that guy, you're like, well, this is James Gunn's movie, and I'd be worried of, like, the Batman v Superman kind of thing.
Because there were rumors that, like, Taika Waititi was going to do it, but he's like, this ain't my thing, I'm not doing it. So we'll see. I mean, I'm glad they're doing the script, but...
This is probably the most troubled of the Marvel movies as far as production is concerned, ever.
Yeah, probably. Aquaman 2, that's happening.
Really?
It made $1 billion. It is the most profitable DC Comics movie of all time. Aquaman.
Go figure.
I'm not an Aquaman hater, but even I'm like, really? Aquaman?
Of all of the people.
But they're also going to be doing a spin-off movie, The Trench, which is based off of terrible monsters. We read about them when we read about Aquaman on this show.
Yeah, the time that Aquaman got actively crapped on.
But we haven't seen the movie, but The Trench, really? I mean, it's just terrible monsters. No one wants to see terrible monsters as their protagonists.
No, I'm looking forward to redboxing Aquaman with you, though.
Yeah, I'm going to redbox that for $2. Can't wait. It came out on Christmas. It's its own fault. I was going to do it. But that's the highest grossing movie for DC since The Dark Knight.
That's incredible.
That was the last $1 billion movie.
Well, I mean, the timing was right for it. And
insane.
Yes.
Captain Marvel. Going to be out next month. We got to buy tickets for that because you can already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we could have a while ago. We just haven't.
Oh, we should probably get on that soon.
We will. We'll see it that weekend. But Captain Marvel has a website.
I've seen it, and oh my God, did it bring back memories.
Oh my God.
It was so cool.
Okay, we had a different reaction
I
to that.
love it.
I
love it.
It filled me full of rage.
Everything fills you full of rage.
Captain Marvel has a 100% 1990s kind of website full of,
it's like
starbursts and a website counter.
Yeah, did you ever make a GeoCities or an Angel Fire website?
I 100% was all about GeoCities.
Yes. This
But
is exactly what I loved it. Oh my God, I love it.
Oh, I thought I
It's
had
hilarious.
an aneurysm.
Well, that's because you have no taste for things nostalgic.
What's weird, there's still a comic art buying site out there that has basically this format. I haven't had luck there. I've tried to buy
It
things.
brought
They're
back
like,
it brought back incredible memories, dude. Oh, the web player at the bottom where you could play the trilogy in the grainy video of the trailer.
Oh boy, yeah. If you want to see a Captain Marvel website, there's one out there that's 90s based.
It's
and
bloody brilliant.
what the hell was that?
I watched some of Prime Minister's questions today. I was bored during the snow
you
day.
went British on me.
I absolutely did.
Terminator 6 or 3. I guess it's both of those. It has a working title. It's one of the most generic titles you could imagine. Dark Fate. There is no fate but what we dark.
Huh. Strange.
Dark Fate. What a terrible generic title.
Apparently something bad happens, is my guess.
Yeah, I mean, there is no fate but what we... Things didn't blow up in 1997. I don't know. I love a couple of Terminator movies. In the same way, I love a couple of Predator movies, but...
This doesn't seem like it's going to be, I don't know, Dark Fate.
I want it to be good.
We all want them to be good. You don't want a movie, you don't want I hope this movie sucks.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend my hard-earned money so this movie sucks.
I mean, I like the Terminator movies. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't like Terminator 1 and 2?
A lot of people.
I don't think anyone could dislike those movies.
You're probably
and not
right.
be like, those are stone cold classics. I mean, even Terminator 2, like, its downside is like it's real 90s, especially like John Connor. But thank God we have RoboCop kill human to deal with that.
That was perfect. That was much
It
needed.
just cut his head off. I don't know, man. Dark Fate. Stupid ass title. Hey, then there's some other stuff that happened this week.
Okay. So far, the news has not been making you happy.
Batman Ninja Turtles. That was a comic book series in 2015.
Yes.
Well, now it has an animated movie coming out.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Bring it. Why not?
Does it sound bad?
It'll be
Do
worth
that.
It'll be worth Netflixing or Redboxing or whatever.
Oh, I'll buy that.
What if you buy it and it's crap?
Then that won't be the first time that's happened.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not saying every penny I've ever spent was a good penny spent. So that's something. Margot Robbie, she's going to be in Birds of Prey. Last time we spoke about it, I kept on calling it Suicide Squad 2. Sorry about that. She won't actually be in Suicide Squad 2, and she won't be in Gotham City Sirens. Just a thing. She's getting picky about her DC stuff, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
She can be.
I guess that's about it for comic news and movie news and television news.
Ooh, does that mean it's time for sports news?
I guess you missed the biggie, so
Well, doesn't mean it's not going to come back.
we'll move on to, I guess, Jared's sports reports.
He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. Bare-chested. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
It's time for another Jared Sports Report.
Well, there's only one real major sports thing to talk about.
Is it new?
No, it's not. The Patriots won the Super Bowl. Yay!
That's old news.
I know it is old news.
No one cares about that boring-ass game.
It was a great game. I enjoyed it because I'm a defensive football coach.
Well, it's funny. Is like I had a bunch of people tell me in the store. They're like, "What'd you think?" I'm like, "It was Super Bowl." He's like, "No, it was great. I had the best time watching it." Blah blah blah.
You had a knife pulled on you.
I did by a small child.
So there was
That had nothing to do with the game.
No,
but a 5-year-old did stick a knife in my eye.
At your eye, not in it. He didn't stab you.
Got real close.
Whatever. Really? Let's see.
I'm sorry. Did you have a knife in your eye? Because I did.
No, I knew to stay away from the children with knives. Sports news. Well, the NASCAR season is getting ready to start up. There's that. The Daytona 500 is on Sunday. The Celtics continue to be wishy-washy at best, inconsistent.
Yep, that's true.
And but the All-Star break is coming up, and that's when the real season starts, after the All-Star break.
If anyone actually plays in that.
Well, whatever. I mean, yeah, Kyrie's got the strained knee. Probably shouldn't play in the All-Star game. No big deal.
I don't really care. Like, some people are like, well, if he missed 2 games, he shouldn't play. I don't really care. Like, if he plays,
Do you want him to get hurt and further injured in a meaningless All-Star game? Although the Celtics have a winning record without Kyrie this year.
Yeah, I mean, they lost against the Lakers, which was such a big loss. I know you didn't see that.
No.
But I mean, it had one, it's Celtics Lakers. 2, it was that like the first time the Celtics have seen LeBron since Eastern Conference Finals. 3, there was that whole like weird resolution between Kyrie and LeBron, and then Rondo kills it as a buzzer beater.
Listen, Kyrie's the best player on the Celtics, but they seem to play better without him. They've got to get some sort of.
And then they lost a Clippers game when they were up 30.
That's a tough way to lose.
But hey, they beat the 76ers for the third time this year. 76ers can't win, and then Embiid to the media said the referees fucking suck.
Oh,
which was an amazing quote. And then he left. It was a mic drop moment.
Pretty sure he's going to get fined.
Oh, he did. There's not a is he or isn't he. He was fined.
How much?
I'd have to look it up. It was
5 figures.
Yeah, I think it was like 25, but I'd have to double check that.
I'd love to live in a world where if I got fined $25,000, it felt like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. Don't take that as 100% fact, but I thought it was 25.
Doesn't matter. I still wish I could live in a world for me.
He's still, yeah.
$25,000 is like
where Embiid is like he's getting fined $25K, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fine.
But yeah, he got fined. It wasn't. There's no illusion about that.
Well, that's really about it.
But we'll see. I mean, they're tied for fourth with 76ers. Pacers are in third somehow, despite injury. And then the All-Star break is coming up this week.
Yeah, it'll be good for everyone. Get some recharge time.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the season is going to be a good time.
It's what we live for. Well, it's what you live for.
I mean, I live for making money, trying to support my family.
It's you and your wife and a dog and a sugar glider and a cat.
Yeah, you do what you do. Is that your sports? Do you have no other sports?
No other sports.
No one's watching hockey because no one cares because it's
I haven't really been watching a whole lot of sports recently. I can start watching sports again.
Yeah, after the All-Star break, oh boy, there's some games. Some
big games. Chance to make up ground.
Milwaukee and Toronto and Chicago. No one cares about that. That game will be an easy blowout. But from there, I guess we're doing our Valentine's Day special. One of the weirdest comics of all time. What numbers are we doing? What are these?
Love is in the air on different planets way out there.
Fantastic Four, 151 through 153. I have read, I'm going to say, the majority of Fantastic Four comics of ever. I haven't read every single one, but I'm going to say this is the weirdest combination of comics I've ever read. And boy, does it end romantically. So let's get in to Jared's Reading Corner.
It's Jared's Reading Corner.
This is written by Jerry Conway, art by Rich Buckler, inks by Joe Sinnott some of the time.
Yes.
And sometimes inks by Jim Mooney. Because
a third of the time.
Yeah, that's going to come into play. Like I said, this is possibly the weirdest Fantastic Four story of all time.
It's not normal.
In a nearly 60-year history, I consider the Fantastic Four to have mostly positive results. But if you're around for 60 years, you will occasionally get a dud.
They all can't be winners.
And this is what I would consider to be a dud. We're not going to treat it like hey, you should go out and find this. We're just going to summarize this one for you because, whoo, oh boy. The first issue is really simple. This is coming at a point in time when Sue Storm is not part of the Fantastic Four. Instead, we have Medusa.
She's on maternity leave.
Well, she's hanging out with Franklin, yeah.
I'm going to just say she's on maternity leave.
And also, they're good friends with Thundra, who came into the book earlier.
Isn't that a Toyota truck? Oh, it's a Tundra. Sorry.
Is Toyota the company that has like the most awkward ads of all time? It's like, is this 1999?
They don't have
Is it all terrain or mall terrain?
They don't have a GeoCities website.
Whoever does that ad is just like the most awkward ad. Like, we still doing this?
No, there are more awkward ads out there than that. But anyway,
I don't know if there is. Medusa's part of the Fantastic Four. They're friends with Thundra. Thundra came in and she was like, I want to fight the strongest man. And she fought Ben Grimm, and then she has a big old crush on him, but Ben's too dumb to realize it. Also because he's in love with Alicia, so he doesn't need to reciprocate.
It's fair. But he's buying a suit.
So was Johnny.
Because they're proposing or something, or they're just buying suits.
They're just buying suits. They're buying suits, just doing that thing.
Why not? Get tailored up and at a relatively good, they're going to like the way they look.
But don't guarantee it because you'll get sued otherwise.
Yeah.
That happened.
But anyway, they get tailored up pretty cheaply. $110 for Johnny's suit and $150 for Ben Grimm's. You know how I know? Because they tear them up within 10 minutes of getting them.
But they see that the Baxter building is on fire or something is happening.
Surrounded in electricity. There's some man running away saying, "Oh, it's going to blow."
Because Mahkizmo, the nuclear man, shows up, which is one of the lamest villains of all time. That would be the equivalent of today if Toxo-masculinity showed up as a villain.
It pretty much is. He's got chest hair,
Mahkizmo.
a spiked shoulder pad.
He's like, I don't have any machismo, but I certainly am Mahkizmo.
Hey.
Oh my god, it's terrible. Mahkizmo. And he has a really dull design, too. There's some spikes on him. He has some chest hair. But
I just said that. I mentioned that. But anyway.
He's really dull as a villain.
No, but he kicks Thing and Human Torch's ass.
He does beat up Ben really fast.
But no, the best part, you're skipping over the fact that Reed is flying home on his bike. And he's like, man, I love getting to spend time with the family. It's so relaxing. My building is on fire.
He beats up Reed and throws him out of the Baxter building. And this is the part of the story that like makes you go like, no, you don't get to do this. Reed is thrown out of the building. Thundra catches him. And Medusa's like, if you hadn't caught him. And Thundra goes, no, there is no time for cliches here. So this comic flat out comes out and tells you, you take this seriously.
Yeah.
Things are getting down for real. Like, you don't mess around here. This is a serious story. And this is one of the stupidest stories of all time. So I love that she's like, we don't have time for cliches.
It's going down for real. Anyway.
They all go in to get Mahkizmo. Or Mahkizmo, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I'm going to say Mahkizmo because it sounds like machismo.
Yeah, close enough. And they discover that there are alternate worlds. Thundra is from a world where all the men are submissive, and Mahkizmo is from a world where all the men rule and all the women are submissive.
By getting dragged around by their hair, and they fight wars all the time.
But their two worlds are colliding, so they're fighting together.
Because the universes are overlapping.
It's vague and weird.
Yes. Thundra is supposed to go and like defeat the strongest man of all time to prevent this from happening.
The thing, which he also isn't. He isn't the strongest character in Marvel, so I don't even know why.
Yeah, why is she not trying to kick the Hulk's ass?
Yeah, she should be. It shouldn't be the Thing.
No, it should be. But
Hulk.
It's
a Fantastic Four book, so I guess it's the Thing.
Yeah, but also Hulk already has his own planet, so
Mahkizmo captures Thundra and he escapes into the future. So the Fantastic Four, without Sue, follow to the future where this man-dominated world is, and they get beat up by Mahkizmo immediately. So you know that scene we just saw, we get to see it a second time. They're kidnapped, but Medusa runs away. Oh man, she's really betrayed the Fantastic Four. Whatever will they do? Twist, she'll be back. Mahkizmo, he's real sexist, and he has a dominary, so he's real dominating.
Yes. And they have an arena, and he makes people fight for his amusement.
With his dominary. Because the Fantastic Four have powers, they escape their bonds, and they go to confront Mahkizmo yet again. They find him. He's wearing a stupid hat. Mahkizmo's hair is also different now. He's kidnapped Thundra, has her in chains, and he's going to bring her back to his private bedchambers. But before any of that can take place, everyone breaks free, and they all start fighting all the evil men who are really strong, and they dominate the women.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy fight. The third time through.
So these two planets that are overlapping because planets overlapping.
You really glossed over the meat of the story. Oh, wait, there was no meat to this story.
I don't even know what to tell you. What is the meat of the story?
Well, you're forgetting the part where Mahkizmo blows himself up.
Oh, because he's the nuclear man.
Yeah.
There's enough.
He's like, I'm going to destroy the world. And it didn't actually happen. In fact, the worlds end up colliding and the people change and then they get it on.
We're not there yet, but hang on.
But they're there.
We're gonna get there. So this is a 3-part story. At the end of part 2,
oh yeah,
I put this out on Twitter, and no one refuted me. Issue number 2, the pencils are done by Rich Buckler, the inks are done by Jim Mooney. And Marvel, at the end of the issue, apologizes for the quality of the art. They're like, "Hey, sorry, this is crap. It was rushed."
Wow.
Thanks, Jim Mooney, for stepping in. I can't think of another example of that where they're just like, I'm sorry we had terrible art.
They could have not said anything. I don't think anyone would have.
I've seen them do stuff like in a letters page or like, hindsight's 2020 or whatever, but the fact that they stopped and were like, hey, sorry it was shit.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. That's amazing.
But they don't explain why either.
Yeah, I don't know what the context was. I mean, they're just like, there almost wasn't this issue.
Thanks.
I don't know what the production issues were, but they flat out apologize.
Yeah. Thanks for stepping into the last second and giving us this half-assed art.
I feel bad for the inker. Like, he apparently came in, had to do a rush job to keep this on schedule, and all they do at the end of it is just berate him. No. So they fight Mahkizmo, and all of the sexes are battling, and Ben Grimm is fighting for Thundra's sex, and she's like, blah, de blah. Thank God we have allies.
There's a line in there about, you guys make Hugh Hefner look like the leader of the feminist movement.
Medusa returns with Femizons to fight back against this group of men. They fight for a bit, and then they beat up Mahkizmo, and they destroy the Domina Ray. And then we get, and the only reason we're talking about this comic, the worst or greatest ending of any comic ever. They stop fighting. Two worlds that are combining into one. And the Fantastic Four just starts to fade away. For some reason. They just start to fade away.
They had to go back to their universe.
There's no real explanation. They just start to fade away.
You don't need explanation.
And
you just
Ben
need
Grimm
to
is like,
that they're going back to the universe in which their molecules resonate best.
And Ben Grimm is just like, oh, look, now that the Domina Ray has been defeated from Mahkizmo, the nuclear man, they're starting to talk. And more. And everybody starts to immediately have sex with each other.
You don't see any of the sex.
He flat out says it. No, he says it. He's like, and more. And he watched it within maybe the 15 seconds they weren't teleported away. This can be described only as the biggest orgy of all time. 2 planets worth of people start to have sex suddenly.
Make love, not war, man. Come on.
It's insane. They all just start having sex.
Make love, not war.
Have you ever seen anything like this in any story, in any medium, where everyone just drops everything and starts having sex?
Nope. You're really hung up on this.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it cannot be the weirdest thing you've ever seen. You can say it's like one of the weirdest things you've ever seen in a comic book.
I've never seen a book where they have the biggest orgy of all time.
Good for them.
I guess that's Fantastic Four. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a big orgy.
I don't think that's the message of the book overall.
That's the message for me.
Okay. Well, then see, you need to work on that.
This is the stupidest story. This is one of the dumbest stories I've ever read in a comic book.
It could be worse.
Mahkizmo.
Get it right.
I don't know how to pronounce. It's so cheesy.
All right.
I guess from there, don't read it, I guess is my recommendation.
Okay. Duly noted. I would say read it.
Fantastic Four. What did I say?
Why not?
I don't even know what numbers it is.
152 through 154, I think. Or 151 through 153.
Something like that.
It's in the early 150s.
It's dumb as all
You'll
hell.
know it when you get to it.
So I guess from there, we're moving on to letters to the editors.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What'd I say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always dead.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Hey, speaking of love and romance.
Yes.
Are you into those things?
I occasionally dabble.
In love and romance?
Yes.
We should have done a Jared's Love Corner.
There's not much to report there. There you go. That was it.
I might want to expand this. Maybe I'll throw one at you because we have a question, but I feel like I might have a secondary question. One that I come up with. What superhero should get a romantic comedy movie? A rom com. Who's real misunderstood in New York City, but then when you take their glasses off, they're really pretty. I don't know.
Thing.
The Thing is the misunderstood hot chick. I like that.
The Thing. That'd be a great rom-com, The Thing. Yeah. I would watch that. Because it's perfect. He's like the lovable guy who's like, oh, he gets friend zoned all the time. He's got his friend Johnny Blaze.
There's no such thing as the friend zone. Also, Johnny Blaze is ghostwriter. You always do.
Johnny Storm. Yeah, because Johnny Storm is the guy who can like go and pick up girls wherever he wants to, and The Thing can't. That'd be a great buddy rom-com.
Many times over, there's no such thing as the friend zone. There's the only I'm not attracted to you zone.
Then that's where The Thing is existing.
No one has ever gone, oh gosh, I fear for our friendship. That only just means they don't find you attractive.
Wow, I must be ugly as sin.
You're like, oh no. I don't know. So who would be a good character? You said The Thing. Who would be a good character for a rom-com? I really want to go old school on this. We saw this character a bit recently in Jessica Jones, but I would want to say Patsy Walker, because this is one of the weirder characters of Marvel history. This was a character who existed in the, I guess, kind of, for lack of a better term, like Archie level of like romance comic books. She existed when romance books are the best selling books of all time.
Yeah.
Just numbers wise.
No, the Bible is, but after the Bible.
Not the illustrated Bible. It has nothing on Marvel romance books.
Okay.
But Patsy Walker, Hellcat, is in that realm of comic book, romance stuff. And I would like to see a character like that. Like, oh man, she's really mixed up in the big city and you don't really know what she's going to do. But also she's going to cut your throat because she has the claws of a cat. And she was in Jessica Jones. I wouldn't even go with that version of it. But there's a like 1940s version of this character that I would love to see like kind of like modernized. That's what I say. And just because we're running a little bit short, I'm going to throw a thing at you.
Okay, I'm listening.
Something I haven't thought of. This isn't a letter to the editor. This is a letter from me to you.
Oh, thank you.
And I guess also to me.
Oh.
Because it's Valentine's Day.
All right.
Top romantic comedies.
Ooh. I do enjoy a good rom-com. I'm not going to lie. You've Got Mail.
What a piece of shit.
What? How is that terrible? What is your problem with that?
What a terrible movie.
It is not a terrible movie.
That's your first choice? I mean, I literally, like, you could
That's the first one that came to mind.
Okay,
it's
great. Not terrible.
I don't know.
90s terrible.
Pretty Woman.
Okay.
I don't know. What's one of yours?
Throw me John Cusack. I don't know. Give me a Say Anything. Give me a High Fidelity.
Okay, those are good. Those are good. I just don't know. I don't know why you don't like You've Got Mail.
It's real awful.
How is it awful? Explain to me how it's awful.
I mean, granted, I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Just because it's a digital Sleepless in Seattle, it's like the same.
Sleepless in Seattle is great. Give me a When Harry Met Sally.
That's also a good. I'll have what she's having.
That's a great movie.
That is a good movie. I'm trying to think of other good rom-coms.
Casablanca. That is a classic. It's all about fighting.
But that's
Nazis.
not a rom-com. That's just a straight romantic movie. You said rom-com.
Okay, rom-com.
Casablanca is not a rom-com. I would say Knocked Up.
I guess that technically counts.
Absolutely, it does. 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Why I went to go see 40-Year-Old Virgin in theaters because it was a Universal movie and because it was in 2005 and I pared it down to, okay, well, a Universal movie will have a Universal trailer. So I went to go see 40-Year-Old Virgin in theaters so I could go see the Serenity trailer on the big screen. That's a true story. Yeah. You're really glossing over that. I 100% went to see 40-Year-Old Virgin to see Serenity trailers.
I'm trying not to like throw you under the bus for that.
I did. That's why I saw it.
Oh, Silver Linings Playbook. That was another.
That's depressing as all hell. Would
you consider Groundhog Day to be a rom-com?
I guess if you wanted to qualify it as that, you could.
I think you could.
I'll give you an underrated one for me. One of my favorite movies. I'll give you two movies that I really have. I mean, we already talked about John Cusack. High Fidelity is one of my all-time favorite movies.
That is a good movie.
The only issue that I have with that movie is that I read the book. I think it was, Nicholas Hornby wrote that. The movie misses the point of the book entirely. They start it, like they talk about within the movie, John Cusack runs a record store and, it's a failing thing and he likes to do like top 5 lists of whatever the hell. And he talks about within the movie, things that you like matter. And that's why that he broke up, like him and his girlfriend broke up because they didn't have a commonality. But that within the book, there are scenes that don't happen within the book that happen within the movie where he realizes that things that you like don't actually matter. The person matters. And the movie never gets that. So as much as I like the movie, they miss the point of the book.
Yeah. A couple more I just thought of. Yep. Princess Bride.
All right. I'll count that as a rom-com.
There was also 10 Things I Hate About You, which I don't like.
I'm sorry,
movie.
Why do you not like that movie?
Because
I feel like there's a specific reason. Maybe a girl broke up with you after seeing that movie and literally wrote you a list of 10 things I hate about you.
Yeah, that's a true story. That's a true story. That happened to me.
She wrote you a list of things.
I think if I remember, it's like 10 Things I Hate About You. I'm only limiting it to 10 because I don't want to be mean.
Oh my God, I didn't know that bit.
Jerry Maguire, God. Jerry Maguire.
I'll give you an underrated one from 2007, which was weirdly popping up on Twitter this week. Dan in Real Life.
I never saw that, but I heard good things.
I love that movie. That movie is criminally underrated. It's all about a single father. His wife died and he has 3 kids, and he goes and he meets a woman and he's really into her. And this isn't a shot against the movie, but the girl is dating Dane Cook. Dane Cook is weirdly good in this for everyone who hates Dane Cook.
I don't hate Dane Cook.
But the whole movie, it's very Harold and Maude for the way the soundtrack is just, it's not Cat Stevens, but it's very much shot as like an outsider looking in. And I love the way it's shot. I love the way it's acted. It's a really great movie. Dan in Real Life is one of my favorite rom-coms.
Oh, wow.
Criminally underrated.
I found a movie that we need to watch. It's called Earth Girls Are Easy. Here's a still shot from it. 1988.
Well, that's unfortunate. I don't even know what to make of that.
Let me read a brief synopsis of this. Valley Girl Valerie, played by Gina Davis, who's looking...
Oh, good. Gina Davis.
In a bikini in this picture. Takes the appearance of 3 aliens landing in their pool with relative cool. It helps that they're played by Damon Wayans, Jim Carrey, and Jeff Goldblum.
Sure.
My best friend's wedding. I still stick with my You've Got Mail.
Terrible movie.
Whatever. It says Coming to America is a rom-com. That's just a straight comedy.
That's not a rom-com.
Straight comedy.
I wouldn't put that up. Yeah, I wouldn't consider that a rom-com.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I never really got into that movie.
No, me either. Not my thing.
This list says You've Got Mail is number 7. Princess Bride is number 6. Princess Bride. Oh, man. I guess that... I don't know. I have a hard time calling it just a straight rom-com.
Princess Bride?
Yeah. It's a little bit of everything. It's its own movie. You can't really, like...
I never read the book.
I never read the book, but I love the movie.
I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah.
It's a classic.
It's a good movie.
It stands up to the test of time. It was one of the last things that Andre the Giant did.
All right.
He was the 8th wonder of the world, man. Come on.
Oh, that's King Kong.
No, it was Andre the Giant.
I got a movie over there that will tell you otherwise.
Yeah, but King Kong wasn't real. Andre the Giant was.
Shut your mouth.
Well, on that note, if you like what you heard this week, great. If you liked what you heard last week, even better.
Shut up.
Go to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. $1 a month gets you this podcast a day early, plus Patreon exclusive podcasts from Zach.
Well, not just me and my wife.
Me and Emily. He and Emily. Not me. I'm not in.
We do things. I swear to God, we're gonna do one of those podcasts where it's just the two of you talking about a thing, and I'm just gonna cut it.
That'd be awesome.
We'll do it. It's on, baby. We've never talked about this before, but
why not?
I guess it's less work for me. I'm just gonna sit upstairs and watch basketball.
Oh no, you'll be down here and like listening and paying attention and chiming in, I'm sure.
Nah, because it'll be less foul mouth because you'll be too nervous to say anything too extreme, and she'll keep you in line.
I don't know how she does that with you.
Well, last week she was like, "You're saltier on this podcast.
You are saltier on this podcast. You were quite coarse."
I'm an acquired taste. I'm the coffee of podcasts.
You're the Folger's choice of podcasts.
Oh God, so I'm cheap and terrible.
Yes. I said Folger's choice. Taster's choice? Taster's choice.
I don't know. Folgers and whatever, everything else is crap.
I don't mind Folgers.
That's a terrible choice for you.
You know why? Because I can afford it. That's why.
I can.
Anyway, Patreon $5. Oh dear Lord, $5 a month gets you to be a Duke or Duchess of the podcast. You get your own wonderful sounder by the sound guy, who that's part of his Twitter account. I'm known as Sound Guy on the Editor's Note Comics podcast.
Really?
It is.
I'm looking that up.
Yeah, I'm not.
I just saw my phone going off too.
Why would I lie to you about what Josh puts in his Twitter bio?
That was Mike. Mike was texting us.
Oh, he was?
We're part of a group text.
Oh, yeah. Oh, got it. Sounds good, he says. Anyway, you can also go to the store in 210 Water Street in Hollowell. It's a Zach's birthday week sale extravaganza. 31% off everything that's not a new release. Plus, he's on all of the instant medias.
Yeah, I'm looking this thing up.
What are you looking up? Oh, yeah, you're looking up if, yeah.
They call me Sound Guy. Oh, my God, yeah.
I told you I wasn't lying.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, why would I?
We found out the truth here. All right. And he has a PS4, apparently.
Yes, he does.
That's what I learned from this profile description. I guess that'll do it for this week. Next week, we're back. We are starting a month off. It's Captain Marvel month, baby.
But we're starting it in the middle of February.
I don't know when the movie comes out. We got a couple weeks of Captain Marvel stuff.
You can't call it a Captain Marvel month.
I think it's 4 weeks of it. We're doing, I think, 4 weeks of
Captain Marvel. Yeah, but normally
Marvel
we do something
stuff.
like something month. It takes place during the course of an actual calendar month.
We're doing like 4 weeks of Captain Marvel, including the movie. Unless Actually, we might not be able to do it because people keep on buying all my Captain Marvel stuff, which is a blessing and a curse. I was like, oh boy, you bought it. I had that planned out for a podcast.
That's fine.
So we'll see. I'm trying, but it's probably going to be 4 weeks of Captain Marvel.
Woo!
Next week, it's all Captain Marvel in Maine. How is she doing it? She's in Harpswell.
Good for her.
Well, she is.
Yes.
We'll be back next week. Captain Marvel, she's going to do it 90s
Will you
style.
stop dragging it out and just end the damn
it's
show?
On a website. There's a terrible Captain Marvel website.
It's a great Captain Marvel website.
We'll be back.